Wow, former Mayweather Promotions boxer Shay Smith says that black people will do anything to discredit a popular white fighter like Tyson Fury. And he totally says that GLOVEGATE is false and comes to Tyson Fury's defense. What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing if you want to become part of the gang. Notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Sign up for ESPN Plus below using my link. It does help the channel when you guys click on that link, and it does, you know, help us continue to grow. You can get ESPN Plus as a standalone app, or you can bundle ESPN Plus with Hulu and Disney Plus, all three of those apps for $12.99. Let's get it. Now, former Mayweather Promotions fighter, he was retired from boxing. I believe he has a bare knuckle fight that he's fighting in, you know, in the fall or something. And Ishe Smith has been going ham trying to denounce and debunk GLOVEGATE, even though, in my opinion, he hasn't successfully done it, because a lot of the questions that I've presented and others, he has not answered. So he's getting a lot of backlash on social media. People are saying, hey, what are you doing? Like, you just keep trying to defend Tyson Fury and he's a cheat and stuff like that. And this is what Ishe Smith said on his verified account. He says, I'm just going to call a spade here. Black fighters will do anything to discredit a white popular fighter. As much racism in the game, in this game, that ain't it. The glove controversy is one of the dumbest things I've ever fucking seen. A heavyweight fought with a glove half on. Seriously, think about it. And think about this shit. It makes no fucking sense. There is no advantages of it. Again, I have to play the race card here because it's what started it in the first place. Blacks are mad that Wilder was KO'd by a fighter they think was shitty. They drunk the Kool-Aid. If this was controversy was surrounding Wilder, they would be saying it's false and there's no way. I fought bare knuckle, worst pain I've ever experienced in my hands. Barely made it out the third round. But you're telling me he fought 12 rounds like this? Crazy. Just give the man his props and move on. Okay. First of all, to me, this sounds, he's saying it's the stupidest scene he's seen, but Tyson Fury has always been riddled with controversy and controversial statements and, oh, you weren't supposed to say that. He's failed drug tests. So what about that part? What about the pig farmer? So I don't understand why there's this notion that Tyson Fury, he's like this perfect saint, and it's inconceivable to Ishe Smith and other people that he would do something underhanded and possibly tamper with the glove, which there's still things that are unexplained in videos and pictures surfacing the net. So I don't see how it's dumb. You know, to me, that logic is dumb. So with Ishe Smith, his logic sounds fucking stupid to me, because I don't see how it's a dumb thing when somebody has a seedy past and a controversial past and they're being accused of stuff that him nor anyone else that I've seen have actually debunked, like how he's throwing hooks and his glove looks like it has to think and didn't get the memo and has to catch up with it. So we went over this, right? He said it makes no sense. The other thing is, I think Ishe Smith is failing to comprehend. He's almost making up his own talking point. He's saying that why would he fight 12 rounds with his hand like that? The whole gist of it is this. First of all, it's not our job to police every single second, every round. People are looking into this stuff now. It does make sense because the bottom line is his glove was unlaced and wasn't properly tightened. So it looks like his hand is being moved around in the glove to some degree, whether you believe his fist was brought all the way down for the bare knuckle skin on bone contact. If you believe his hand is wiggling around to create spacing and to make the flick jab and the tip of the glove more distracting, whatever the case is, this looks to be the case because the glove looks like it's this like nothing but air in the top portion of it. So I don't understand what's so hard to conceive. Beyond that, there's videos of Ricky Hatton looking like he's sliding. He does it real quick, but it looks like he's sliding Tyson Fury's glove down, right? And I'll probably post it in this video. So you have that, which is unexplained. Why would, okay, so you jumped on the on the apron of the ring, and you have a towel on your shoulder, so you're not wiping anything out, anything down, because the towel's remaining on your shoulder, and you use your hand and make this swiping gesture like you're petting a dog, and all of a sudden his glove slides down even more. So, you know, that's the bottom line. He has wiggle room in his glove to the point where there's too much room and the lace ain't properly tied, and it looks like you can manipulate your hand placement. Beyond that, he's saying, oh, I fought bare knuckles and my hands hurt. Who cares? What does that have to do? You're not 6'9", you're not a heavyweight, and you're not Tyson Fury. So whatever you personally did, you know, that don't have nothing to do with the next person, because LeBron James has been playing in the league for 16 years or 16 years plus, and he's still a force in dunking on people, and he's 6'8", all that wear and tear at his body. He's been playing since he's a kid, and he's still a monster. Versus some guys like Greg Oden and Derrick Rose, particularly, you know, their bodies break up and they're new to the league, and they've always been plagued with injuries, and injuries kind of force them out of seasons or out the league and stuff like that. So whatever your personal pain you feel and stuff, that's your opinion, and that's your threshold of pain. That don't mean it's a person who comes from a gypsy background, which he so eloquently reminds people of, right, is going to have the same problem, because the gypsy culture, I was watching some videos, they're just in the streets with no hand wrap, fighting in the street until they shake hands, and, you know, until someone kind of gives up, so to speak. So who cares about Shay Smith's threshold of pain when you don't even come from that culture of the gypsy culture of bare knuckle fighting? So we've already established that. Then he's saying black fighters will do anything to discredit a popular white fighter. So name a white fighter that's popular that black fighters are trying to discredit. You know, because on my channel, I see a lot of black fans and black fighters who celebrate guys like Caleb Plant, who are now checking for guys like the white, I think his name White Magic, you know, and they're checking for people like Joey Spencer and stuff. So what white fighter is getting ostracized and getting discredit other than Tyson Fury? So that sounds foolish. And he's talking about, I'm gonna call a spade, you know? So it just looks crazy. He said blacks are mad that Wilder was KO'd by a fighter they think was shitty. But who said that Tyson Fury was shitty? You know what I'm saying? Like this, all this stuff sounds crazy. And this is why Ishe is getting the poor feedback. Someone said, Jack Dempsey, Rocky Marciano, the persecution of Ali, and Black Jack Johnson. Bruh, don't fucking dare lecture black people about racism in boxing. This ain't it. Because he's saying that, Ishe Smith is saying that black people are just mad that Wilder lost. He sounded real old media like. And this is what Ishe Smith said. The guy said, what are you talking about? He said, Muhammad Ali. What about that? You know, what about fights like that? This man, Ishe Smith, is cooning for real. He says, that was a long time ago. What the F does that have to do with Fury versus Wilder? So you think the problems just went away because it was a long time ago? Listen, if racism exists in the world, like just in real time, then why would it dodge boxing? This is not like the coronavirus where, you know, you just stay away from it in social distancing. So if there's racism in the real world, then why wouldn't there be racism in boxing? Where do you think those people go? You don't think nobody who's racist likes sports? And, you know, a lot of this was set up. Steve Cunningham he made a video saying, you know, he made a video illustrating how you can do it, how you can punch full force and have your hands manipulated in the glove. And all of a sudden, you know, Ishe Smith wants to rebuttal that. He says, you guys are validating the very point I was making. This shit is hilarious. I'm the guy that has spoken out against injustices, made my team wear I can't breathe shirts when I fought Laura. Do better. What injustice has he fought for? Because you wore a shirt one time? Like, come on, bro. And look, he's feeling the wrath because people are going in on him. He says, me reading boxing fans calling me a coon, not knowing I've been on the front lines of fighting injustice. We have never seen the Don't Breathe shirts. His whole Twitter is consumed with this Tyson Fury GLOVEGATE. I've never seen you talk about Don't Breathe, you know, and Eric Garner and Oscar Grant and stuff with this level of energy that you talked about the Tyson Fury. Look, so it looked like he was sneak dissing Steve Cunningham as well, because Steve Cunningham made a video showing how he believes that the glove was manipulated. And then Shay Smith made his own video. And in his video, he said, I watched Steve Cunningham's video. My boy Steve Cunningham made a video. And then in his video, Ishay's basically trying to debunk everything Steve Cunningham had said. And then he goes back to Twitter and Shay Smith says, oh, you dumbasses believe this GLOVEGATE shit. So it sounds like you're sneak dissing Steve Cunningham, you know, because you're saying you dumbasses that believe GLOVEGATE, right, in an earlier tweet. And I'm not even going to look for it, but he said it. And you just credited, you said, shout out to my boy Steve in your video. So why didn't you say, oh, shout out to my boy Steve and all the other dumbasses that believe this? So it sounds like you went back to Twitter sneak dissing. Then he says this to clear the air. Let me make one thing clear. I have no beef with USS Cunningham, Steve Cunningham. I've been a fan of his in and out the ring, boxing ring for a while. Also love what his and his wife does for their boxing gym, yada, yada, yada. We just have different set of views on GLOVEGATE. Doesn't mean I respect him any less. You know, backtracking. Because that was clearly sneak dissing. Then he's using the old media point of this picture of Muhammad Ali. He says, no thumb attached. Like I mentioned in my video, the glove was flappy. I guess the greatest of all time was also cheating. I mean, this is a horrible point because it's beyond with Tyson Fury. We're looking at the man and the character and the pig farmer now that gets added to the pool of stuff. You're looking at a Getty Images picture that has the watermark on it. And we're looking at screen caps from videos and actual videos. He says, I guess Muhammad Ali was trying to cheat like Fury. Who would have thought the greatest of all time was fighting? This man is like really going off, and I think this all makes him look bad with the glove half on, no thumb attached. Like I mentioned, Fury has mastered the art. But the thing is this, you're talking about the 60s and 70s when Muhammad Ali fought. He was also fighting 15 rounders, right? He was fighting 15 rounders. So in a 15 round fight, they don't make those anymore. You know, they don't have 15 rounders. So you're talking about a whole different time period. So you don't think gloves have evolved from the 60s and 70s? Back when boxing first started, it was like basically bare knuckle, you know, and then they started breaking their hands and fracturing. So they started using gloves with bad padding, you know, real like stuff that didn't like batting gloves almost that didn't really protect you. So there's been an evolution in the sport. You're bringing up a picture from, you know, way back when, 60s through the 80s and stuff, and saying Muhammad Ali, you know, trying to be funny and facetious and, oh, I guess Muhammad Ali cheating, but he was fighting a 15 round fight. Those things don't take the place. Show me the video of Muhammad Ali throwing a hook and his glove goes the opposite way. So once again, it hasn't been debunked. He said, and this is from one of my boys, the conscious amongst my people is Fury, consensus amongst my people is Fury cheated because of the gloves. They can't accept that Wilder just lost. Man, this dude is really cooning, a real coon. I hope they paid you some money to talk that bullshit about them gloves and fucking Fury not cheating. See, now he just keeps trying to make it like people are just, look, there's, you notice all the people saying, love your video, very educational. None of them look like Ishe Smith. Look, but then the people that look like Ishe Smith are saying you're a coon. You're on the front line of what? You picked your side, stay over there. You know damn well that glove looks crazy. You can't be that damn punch drunk. He says, they so mad. I picked a side. There are no racial sides in boxing, man. We've come a long way since Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling days. Wait, do you even know about that? That might be too much history for an idiot. So, according in the world of Ishe Smith, he says there are no racial sides. But why are people who believe in GLOVEGATE, like myself, and made videos being called the N-word? I thought we'd come a long way. I mean, Ishe's capping, bro. And once again, all the people who are singing his praises, none of them look like him. Look, the guy's bringing up racism, and he said, but that was a long time ago. Okay, so when Floyd beat Pacquiao, people weren't calling Floyd the N-word, and this was your boss at a point in time. Once again, you're seeking approval and validation from every other race but your own. You know? It's sad, bro. Oh, and he's okay. He's tweeting Skip Bayless, bro. It's a wrap, bro. It's a wrap. Look. They going in on him. This is really the case of another desperate attempt by a person of African origin to appease white people. And he says, you're an idiot. See, no explanation. So you got to be an idiot or angry black person and all this stuff. And listen, why don't coons want to be called coons? I don't understand that. When people coon and then they get called a coon, it's like they get offended that you would even think that about it. He just said that black fighters will do anything to discredit a white popular fighter. What white popular fighter is being like? Name a black fighter that's popular or that is looking at Caleb Plant, an established champion, and discrediting Caleb Plant. What is he taught? Get this man out of here. Name since he says his statement is black fighters will do anything to discredit a popular white fighter. So who's discrediting Caleb Plant? Name a slew of black fighters that discredited Vladimir or Vitaly Klitschko or Sergey Kovalev. The only thing I've heard negative about Sergey Kovalev is his personal life stuff. But I've never heard someone say, oh, the Bernard Hopkins win wasn't real or he cheated in the fight. You know, even some black people, even Floyd Mayweather said that he thought Kovalev beat Andre Ward and other people. So Kovalev, no black fighter Floyd Mayweather said that he thought Kovalev beat Andre Ward, right? Floyd Mayweather, this is his old boss, said that he thought that Tyson Fury beat Wilder, you know? So when did this happen? It's just like almost like a poor attempt at reverse racism. Real issues with minorities, especially black fighters, come up and people complain about it. And then you're trying to like project the opposite to trick people or like some Jedi mind trick that the white popular fighter did. Like, bro, Ishe is like really sounding like Larry Merchant right now. What popular white fighter was there that black fighters were discrediting and doing anything to discredit? You look at fighters like Carl Froch. I love Carl Froch. What black fighter was constantly discrediting his accomplishments? Or what black fans were mad when he knocked out Jermaine Taylor? You're lying. You know, Josh Taylor just beat Regis Prograis. Nobody complained. Nobody said launch an investigation. Nobody said that Josh Taylor's gloves were bending. You're lying, sir. This is a bad look for Ishe Smith. And, you know, what's worse is like the self-hatred, and you do all this to appease people that don't look like you, and the people that you are impressing and retweeting and stuff look nothing like you, and they never really even supported you in your career. Why was it Ishe Smith, since he has so much love from all these Tyson Fury fans for coming to bat for Fury, then where were these people when Ishe Smith actually boxed and he's fighting Edeslandi Lara and when he's getting knocked out by Erickson Lubin? Where were they watching those fights and supporting him wearing the Ishe shirt? See, once again, it's more proof that when you seek validation from others, then you end up doing yourself a disservice, because you're trying to get approval from non-black people, and you think that's validating your claims, or you got this, you know, people are they like me now, but they don't like you. The racists that are propagating this and encouraging you, they don't like you, because if they liked you, then they would have supported your career. If he says anything, and if you say anything now since you cooned, you got to remain that, because all these newfound fans that you have and retweeting and stuff, the moment you say something about Lomachenko or Usyk or Triple G or whoever else that they want to protect, that, you know, Canelo or whoever that they want to protect, or you say something good about a non-black or about a black fighter like Terrence Crawford or something, then you're going to be on the chopping block. So that's my thoughts on it. I disagree with everything Ishe Smith is saying regarding GLOVEGATE. He still hasn't answered the questions, and then he's getting offended when people are calling him names, but he's out there calling people names, saying, oh, you're an idiot. Oh, he's making radical statements like black fighters are doing anything to discredit popular white fighters. Who? What's a popular white fighter that wrongfully got discredited because they had achieved a victory? If anything, in America, it's like, this man sounds really crazy. If anything, it sounds like the exact opposite. because in America, I was at Ward Kovalev 1 and 2. And people, I thought it was a close fight, but I thought Ward edged it because Kovalev slowed up in them body shots and stuff. And I thought Ward edged it close. There were a lot of people who were angry and saying it was a robbery and stuff and coming to bat for Kovalev saying he was robbed. Same thing with, I was at Madison Square Garden for Golovkin versus Jacobs. I thought Jacobs won, but there were so many people saying, oh no, he didn't win. Golovkin beat him. The knockdown was the difference. So it's usually the opposite of what Ishe Smith is saying. You generally see the white fighter, the fair pigmented fighter, the non-black fighter, and people, when they're fighting a black fighter and it's kind of close, controversial, you see more people in America and you see them actually going to bat for the Golovkin as opposed to the Danny Jacobs. You see him going to bat for Kovalev and speaking him as a win into existence. You usually see the excuses being made when Kovalev gets stopped and he gets hit with the right cross. They said he got knocked out because of low blows. You see what I'm saying? So it's usually the opposite. That's my thoughts. Checkmate. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.